With God's help, we become unstoppable. With God's help, everything is possible. All of the accomplishments are remarkable. Others can hate, but they still can't stop it though. We move forward, never ever stumble. With God blessing us, we still stay humble. And through the struggle and all of the trouble, our work we redouble.
Back to Unstoppable Purpose in Motion Season 2. We're having real conversations, sharing real stories, and reminding ourselves that progress doesn't have to be perfect. It's all about being intentional. So from these stories, we continue to inspire and grow together. So let's move with purpose. So this morning, we are here at the Temple Hills Function Hall with our panel and guests. So I'd love to introduce our panel before.
Hi, I'm Jaster.
Hello, I'm Brian. Hello, everyone.
And our special guest this morning.
Hello, everybody. I'm RJ Batista.
And I am Abby Batista.
Good morning. So how are you guys?
Good, really good.
Yeah.
How are you
A
guys?
bit cold.
Very good. We're so excited for the season 2.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. And it is very cold.
Oh, yeah.
It's very windy. Yeah.
Very windy.
Yeah.
My hair was going all over the place.
He lost all of it.
Yeah.
That's why I flew away.
Okay, so before we proceed, let's greet our early birds in the chat.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Nigel. I'll be behind the TV. Ooh. So we have early birds in this morning. We have Alexis Mira. Good morning from Washington, DC, where it's 14 degrees! Exclamation mark. It's very cold. We have Grace Galarpe. Good morning, everyone. Rise and shine to this brisk, this windy Saturday morning. Stay safe. Hashtag Anne Arundel. Anne Marie 3001. Good morning, INCRadio Washington DC. So excited for the season 2 launch. Ooh, we're excited too. Ace Tapang says good morning and happy Saturday. Hashtag Anne Arundel. Jing Pobleta. Good morning from Anne Arundel. Wow, Anne Arundel's on fire. We have Marvin says hi to all beloved Anne Arundel brethren. Hi, Brother Martin. We have Amelia Salazar. Good morning from hashtag Temple Hills. Steph Magallanes from the local of Washington, D.C. And that's it.
Wow, good morning
That's a lot
to
of
those
early birds.
Early birds. Okay, so we have we're starting a new segment actually. So we sent out a message to tell us what you're proud of, big or small. It doesn't matter because every win counts. So this way your story could be featured on an upcoming INCRadio Washington DC broadcast so we can celebrate your wins together. So every week, if we can have the audience to submit their small or big wins, so maybe you could be featured in an episode. So for now, we will be sharing our small or big wins. So I'll start first. My small win. I've been drinking a lot of water.
Oh,
Yeah.
so less headaches, right?
Yeah, and it just feels so clean. I
Yeah.
feel like it feels different when you're like always so hydrated.
Do you also feel that your body is regulated temperature wise?
And I feel like, well, it could just be me, but I feel like my skin's better too. Yeah.
Yeah, I just said that you had a great skin today. I was like,
Oh, it's the
I wonder
makeup
why.
today.
Does that make
It's the water too. I'm sure water
Yeah.
helps a lot.
Okay, what about you?
Yeah, I just want to say, water does help a lot. Water does help a lot with great skin. I guess my small win for this week is I made it to work early every day, which is a win because it is so tough. The morning commutes are really tough
Yeah.
coming from where we live in Fort Washington to Arlington, Virginia. It's a lot of traffic, people.
No,
so
I get it.
why.
Like whenever I wake up and don't snooze, I'm just like so proud of myself.
Exactly. So
Yeah, that's
I'm
a win.
I'm gonna take that.
Takes a lot of discipline too. Yeah. What about RJ?
My small win, I would say, successfully cooking salmon sinigang. for my wife.
Ooh.
Big win would be, I guess, sharing my faith.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. That's such
Yeah.
a.
But I said the salmon sinigang could have used work. Everybody else said it was good. So.
Yeah.
Ooh, we could. I want to try that.
It was delicious.
Did you bring enough for the class?
Let's go for Brian's win.
Oh, that's always a win. Salmon and sinigang together, that's always a win. I want to say hi to my daughter, Win.
Oh.
Yeah. My daughter's name Winlay, so I call her Win. For me, my biggest win I think for the month of January, we set up a goal where we don't eat out. So it was a win for everything. Financially, we saved money and we didn't get sick outside because it's cold. And it was just really like healthy for us because we were just eating at the house. So my wife's busy cooking and I'm the one tasting.
Yes, same.
Awesome, actually.
Like tasting the whole month.
Yeah.
So it really improved her cooking too, and it's really nice. So,
And you know, you're always on the side. You're like, oh, can I help? You're like pretending you're helping, but you're not really. You're just watching.
That was me. When he was making the salmon sinigang.
Just there for moral support.
And then I got tired of watching.
and then you walk away.
What about for Jaster?
For me, my wife and I actually started our new diet for like the month of January. We became pescatarian, which is like fish and vegetables only.
How's that going?
It's going well. Like actually, my
Salmon sinigang, I got you.
yeah. My blood pressure actually got a lot better. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's great.
Wow.
because it
Just
runs
January?
it runs in the family that we have high blood pressure. So
Ooh, that's
Careful with the shrimp, though. It's high in cholesterol.
Yeah.
And then the bad side.
yeah,
Salmon sinigang, though. I got you.
salmon.
I love these wins, and it's a win too. It's a big win because it is your birthday today.
Oh yeah, it is
happy
our
birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
And I also want to ask behind the scenes because I know they have a win that they shared recently with fast food.
Actually, yes. Marvin and I. Oh, by the way, I'm Nigel. We've been drinking warm water in the morning and at night so that it flushes everything out the same day. You feel lighter. You feel skinnier. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
As long as you feel skinny and good, that's all that matters.
No, yeah.
But less fast food for sure. Yeah. So yeah, that's our win. How about you, Marvin?
I win every day because I'm blessed with my wife.
Oh, dang. That's a good answer. I should have said that.
A plus answer.
They're probably like, oh, I should have taken that answer.
Show us up.
Come on, man.
Who stole my answer? Who's reading my script?
Oh, I love those wins.
Now, you guys.
Yeah, so yeah, share your wins to us, and we'd love to share them on air. Okay, so let's move on. So for our main discussion, the title is Present, Not Perfect. So we find it important showing up for people we care about, for our responsibilities, and even for ourselves, especially when it's not easy or convenient. This conversation is about presence, consistency, and choosing to be there even though no one's watching. So we'd also love to hear from our live chat. What does it mean to show up, and what Christian values guide the friendship or relationships you choose to invest in? So for everyone here, when you hear the phrase showing up in real life, what does that mean to you?
I would say with see how he deferred to me.
Take it away.
So showing up, I think, in real life is, to me, the words that come to my mind are being fully aware, engaged, present, whether that means you're showing up for yourself or for others, and actually making that full commitment. I feel like we talk about being present, and it sounds like it's kind of a daunting thing, but I think what we should kind of reframe it as is, making that commitment to actually show up, whether that's for ourselves or for other people.
So for you, do you feel like you have to be there physically, or do you not have to be there physically for that type of connection to be there?
No, not necessarily. I think and I think you can definitely be engaged. Let's say like in conversation, for example. You know, you don't always have to be, you know, in the same room, I would say. But you can definitely still show your engagement by, you know, even just like the way that you're nodding your head, like we're engaged, we are present here in this, you know. And so, and I think it the same thing applies when, say, we're talking on the phone. We can't see each other when we're nodding our head, but like even going like, or like, you know, just like actually confirming and showing that we're still there, we're listening. And I think that's, you know, you can show those things without, you know, having to be in the same room as the person. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What about for RJ?
I feel like she said everything almost. I mean, it's what she said, you know, even just shooting a text to your friends that you haven't, you know, talked to in a while. It's making sure they know that you still care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just showing that, you know, you're still available if they need anything.
Agreed.
Especially for adults. I mean, I still got a long way to go, but with the many relationships you have to balance them. And like, if you really care about someone, you will show up for them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's true too. I agree to everything that what Abby said and RJ said. For me, showing up is basically being there consistently, no matter what the situation is. So you cannot let problems or things that are bothering you to just stop you from showing up. You have to be you every day. To be consistent, and just like you said, commitment.
Yeah.
So are you willing to put like everything aside for that certain relationship to make it stronger, or would you like, you know, focus on your priorities first?
Really, it's all about. I would put everything aside for God. It just depends what situation is. If it's a life and death situation, of course, you have to do that first. It's an emergency. But showing up, really, just being there every day, no matter what the situation is.
Yeah. And what's one area of your life right now where showing up feels easy?
I would actually say, and this is such a corny answer. I would say our marriage. I would say our
so
marriage.
sweet.
And I know that, so RJ and I, we've been married almost a year in April. But so we're young. We're young in marriage, but we have been together for 10 years at this point. And before we were married, we lived about an hour away from each other. So again, it's like making that commitment to like actually show up, make that time for each other. But also now that we are married, this is the part of our day that we look forward to is like seeing each other. And I'm sure you guys can agree, like seeing,
Definitely.
you know, seeing your spouses at the end of the day and just being able to have that conversation, like how was your day and all those things. So it's, I think I would say that is actually an easy area for me.
For both of us, I feel.
Yeah.
Not just you.
Like, he's like, not just for you, but for me too.
Yeah, because like the times that like my wife and I we mostly hang out is when we're both off, like so basically at night. So
Right.
we'll have dinner, you know, we'll watch our TV shows, you know. That's a great time to use that for bonding and everything. So
Yeah. So what does being present look like in your everyday life? Let's say with work or with other relationships you have with like your family, your friends.
I mean, for work, it's really just being mindful of your surroundings. Just like observing people. If, like, let's say, I work in a kitchen, so we work different stations. It's mostly like seeing if somebody else is struggling on a different station. You know, ask them if they need help, and if you're ahead, you know, you're able to help them.
Yeah.
It's just being mindful of like where everyone's at. You know, if they're struggling or not, you can help them, and if not, then it's just like, okay, we can work on the next task.
Yeah, that's true.
I would say the same too. At work, just so I work in a dermatology practice, and we have a lot of medical assistants, and we have one that she just started not too long ago, and compared to the others, she's still learning a lot of things. So I check up on her, even though I'm not a medical assistant, but I see that, she can be overwhelmed at times, and so I just check in on her, like, hey, are you okay? And or sometimes I'll shoot her a text after work and be like, hey, you did a great job today. So like giving those affirmations too, and giving people that motivation. I think that's really, really helpful. So yeah, and it's like what to allude to what you asked earlier, Jaser, I think like I don't think you necessarily have to set everything aside, because I think we have to be present in our everyday life, and I don't think that is necessarily realistic. I think like what Brian is talking about, like, yes, obviously if it's like an emergency or life or death situation, but in everyday life we're not normally faced with a life or death situation. It's all about balance. And you know how they always tell you in the airplane to put a mask on yourself before helping others. Correct. You have to pour into your own cup, so you have to be present for yourself, and then I think you can really show up and be present for others. And I think it comes out in everyday situations where we may not even notice. I think it's just, it just comes out naturally.
Wow, that's a good example. It just comes out naturally, I feel like. So a quick story. So I feel like, so the time where our dad passed, we just felt like we never felt alone, because God blessed us with the right people that time. But it wasn't like anything forced. Like they were like present because they were there, but they weren't like forcing themselves. Like it just comes naturally. So and like what you said, the affirmation, even though you don't have the time to like tell them on the spot, you will remember like to let them know, especially if you actually like really care about like their work or like what they did. Yeah,
those are actually the times when you actually see who really cares for you at times like that. That's when they actually show up.
Or even when those days at work, you can it's like surprising, because one time I was like, I didn't know that it was like shown on my face that I was kind of having a tough day at work, and then I got a text like, hey, sorry, I wasn't able to approach you, but are you good? Just for them to like check up on you.
That's always good. For me, it's more about quality than quantity. The quality of time that you spend time with your loved ones, with your coworker, your schoolmates, because we could be right next to each other, but if we just be on the phones and not talking, not connecting, then we're really not doing anything productive.
And how do you show up for each other when life feels busy or overwhelming? And this will apply to like your marriage. Like, there's days where it's tough and... your mic.
That's a good question, Liza.
I would say because we've had this conversation over the years of where and we've seen it, right? Like where he could be at 10% and I'll be at 90, or vice versa, or even we could both be at 10%. And so like I've said actually that, because how sometimes people will say like, oh, marriage is hard. Marriage is hard. And again, I know we're young in marriage, right? But after being together for 10 years, I would say that life can be hard, but marriage is not necessarily hard if you're with the right person.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
She got connected with her own words.
Making me blush.
I don't think marriage is... And I think life will throw difficulties at you, and you'll encounter problems. But I think what's important is, just even just in a small way, like you can even be a hug, and just
bringing her water at like the end of the day, when she's thirsty.
Right.
Just getting up out of bed.
Right.
Just get water.
Right. So it's just actually being in tune to each other's behaviors, I think, as well. And that does help if you're together for a while. You start to notice like the little quirks that people have. And,
wasn't that like also a really big change from like just dating to actually like living together. Yeah, that's like that's a really big thing.
Absolutely. So just like being attuned to those things, and you can kind of just show up in your small or big way. Yeah. And it's a choice, right? But we continuously make that choice to be there for one another.
Yeah, I kind of like don't like the saying like how like marriage is 50-50, but not every person is 50% that day. Like as what you said, you could be 10%. So then, as the other person of the spouse, you have to take over that 90 to get through that day. Yeah. So you have to be like considerate of each other.
Yeah, those are great answers. But before we continue with our questions, do we have any comments in the chat?
Hi. So far we have Anne Marie. She says, we love the Bautistas so much. And another shout out, a happy birthday to Sister Giselle Bunya and Sister Pauline Ignacio. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. From Eduardo Mendoza, hashtag Temple Hills. Happy anniversary to my wife, Dina Mendoza.
Ooh,
God
happy
bless.
anniversary.
Always. And some comments that we have. Brother Christian Agron says, simple and small wins will bring you to greater victories with God's help.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Amelia Salazar says, showing up in real ways means living out my faith beyond words. It's choosing love when it's inconvenient, offering grace when it's undeserved, and standing firm in truth even when it's uncomfortable. And then we have from Anne Marie, do not borrow grief from the future is a quote that helps me stay present and curb worries and anxieties that may take me away from the current moment. Very good comments.
I love all of that.
good. Yeah.
That's so good.
So let's go back to when you two were still dating. What's one small habit that helped you stay connected? Because you did say you were an hour away from each other.
Yeah, LDR is hard, right? Yeah.
I think we're mid-distance.
Mid-DR,
Mid-DR.
An hour away, DR.
I guess a good habit would be like just talking on the phone still, even if it's like on our way to work or on our way home from work. It really just keeps us connected because we do have opposite schedules. So, she works at like 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. I work from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. So really it's like most of the time we get to talk is either then or like when I get home and like before we fall asleep. And it just helps us to be there for each other, even talking on the phone, it's easy, like it gives us time for ourselves, and obviously we miss each other because we only see each other so much during the day.
Yeah, so the right person really makes it easy.
Definitely.
Yes.
So were there days like when you're like, so let's say, what if they're like, oh, I don't want to text them right now, I'm too tired.
I think he clocked that.
I know. She'll be like, oh, I didn't get a good morning text.
Communication.
What did I do?
Did I not do anything?
No, yeah. When we were still dating, we would shoot each other good morning texts and whatnot. And so then when we got married, I was like, man, we don't do good morning texts anymore. And he's like, yeah, because you're right
next to me.
But also I think like from what you said, I think it's also perfectly normal to feel like, you just need a little bit of me time, like a little bit of space. And I think he can tell like when I need a little bit of space, for example, like I may not answer the phone right away because even though we're married, we still call each other. Like he'll call me on the way home from work because he knows that I'm up. And honestly, my sleep schedule has kind of like shifted because I don't get to talk to him all that often. So I'll really kind of wait for him to get home. But yeah, we'll call each other on the phone, and so sometimes I may not be like free at that time, but I'll be like, we'll see each other when you get home.
When you get back, I'll be asleep.
I got 30 minutes of me time. So no, but it's perfectly normal to feel that sometimes for sure. You'll want your me time, but for the most part, like we enjoy being with each other, and I think that's why it's so easy to be present.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I know you were long distance too. So how was that with like, when, because I'm pretty sure there were time zones too, right?
Oh no, actually. Oh no. I was already here in Baltimore, but she lived in New Jersey, my wife, and that was like a 2.5, 3 hour drive. So I would only see her like maybe once a month or every other month kind of thing for the past 4 years before we got married. And that was kind of difficult, but I think it was just the way that we communicated all the time, just helped us through everything. And like watching movies.
That's always the default.
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1, go.
Just finding ways to connect to, even though you're far. I know for Brian, you were really far too.
Yeah, we were really far away, but we made every minute count. We would talk. We don't watch movies or anything like that. We talk and talk and talk.
Wow.
We really need to get to know each other. This is why our marriage life has been blessed by our Almighty God. Yeah, I wanted to really add to your previous question was this: how important family hour prayer is, because we get to connect. I get to ask her, if I may, just in Tagalog, there's a difference between kamusta and kumusta ka. You really want to know, how are you? Like, is there something going on? Like, what are your plans for tomorrow? Things like that. You really want to connect with one another. But then, like I said, that we really have a very good story from blessed by Almighty God. So I'm just happy and thankful that God blessed me with a very faithful, loving wife that she is.
Yeah.
And now we have a daughter, Winley, so it completes us.
Aw.
Yes.
Don't make me cry.
Aw.
It's so cute.
And I know you two have a pretty good group of friends growing up. So in a friendship, how do you show up for them? Especially growing up, because when we were kids, okay, we have the same routine of school, and then we can hang out, and then we see each other weekly at church. So, with a different routine now, how do you show up for them?
I love that you said that, because I think as we're growing up, yeah, we do fall into that default where we're like, oh, I'm gonna see them at school, or I'm gonna see them at church and whatnot. So now in your adult life, you actually have to make the effort to hang out.
That's when it's like, is it a real
yeah,
friendship?
absolutely. But I think what we've realized also with our adult friendships is that life goes on too. Like, in the same way that life is happening for us, it's happening for them too.
Yeah.
So, we'll shoot them a text like, hey, let's go out to eat. Like, we have to plan it, you gotta, it's like
months in advance.
I kid you not. I think this one friend hangout that we had, it was like 6 months. It just kept getting rescheduled because, life is happening, and we're at that age too where like our friends have children, and so you have to also you got to plan around the kids too, right? And so it's like and I think it's actually been such a blessing because we're kind of in our auntie and uncle era. I always joke about that, and so we get to spoil like all of our friends. Our little like nieces and nephews, like our friends, our cousins. They're having children, and so. So you really have to be conscious, and I think again that goes with being aware, being present, and in people's lives is that you're actually aware and trying to be courteous of their schedules and including their kids. But I think just even making that effort to try and hang out, spend some quality time together, and it's never enough. I mean, we'll all be together like gabbing for hours and laughing, but but even just having those couple hours is really really nice. And that I think that's how we've tried to stay present nowadays as adults, is just actually trying to make the time to hang out with them.
Yeah. And the real ones, they really understand if you have to reschedule that plan.
Yeah, they don't get offended or anything.
But at first I feel like it was a hard adjustment. Well, for me, I feel like, because I'm like, why aren't they hanging out with me anymore? Why aren't we spending more time together? But it's like you realize, okay, you're busy too, and they're busy, so it just makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So can you share a moment when someone showed up for you in a meaningful way?
I would say like my best man for my wedding. Just planning the bachelor trip. Also getting the groomsmen together at the hotel we were staying. Because I still had, I guess, groomsmen gifts for them. And I was able to give them all out at that night, and I was just so surprised and thankful that he brought them all together. And he didn't even know I was going to do that. But it just made things easier. You know, we were all able to just, you know, kick it or hang out, you know, before I got married, you know. It just, it's nice. It's nice being able to just be there with my friends again.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we're all adults, you know, we're all busy. And so all of us hanging out together and getting to know each other again is just, it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the similar thing kind of happened for me when me and my bridesmaids, we took a little trip to New York City to just celebrate. It's like kind of like my bachelorette. And so actually one of the nights, and shout out to my girls, one of the nights, you know, we were supposed to go out to eat, but we ended up staying in the hotel because we ended up having a heart-to-heart. Because you know what? We had not seen each other, like been all together in one space for such a long time.
Yeah.
Such a long time. And all of us grew up in Baltimore, but like some people had moved to different places, and it was just hard to get us all together. So we ended up having heart to heart, like we were crying. And it was such a beautiful moment, and I'll always remember that. Yeah. And so even though, you know, they came out for me and you know, to celebrate our wedding and everything, I think it was actually really nice to be present for one another and like hear each other out.
Oh, I
that was a
love
really
that.
nice
Stomachs are
moment.
empty, but hearts are full.
Literally. And then, like done crying, we're like, I'm hungry.
Aw, that's so cute. What about for you guys? Was there a weird time that you remember?
Every single day, you know, because my wife, also my best friend, you know, she loves like meal prepping and stuff like that for us, for the family. So, you know, shout out to my wife, who's also out there behind the
Go
scenes.
Wise. Go Wise.
Yeah, go Wise.
What about for Brian?
Well, I have to say the same thing. I have to give credit to my wife. I've never really connected with someone so much like this. To like, everything is given to me as far as everything that I need. Even before I wake up, I smell food. She's already making dinner and breakfast. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
What is this good smell?
It wakes me up before my alarm goes off. So it's just, my wife just shows stuff for me every single day. And the icing on the cake is our daughter that makes us smile, that just warms our hearts out and everything. Just, my wife's the best. I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to say sorry.
Cheers. Cheers.
No, my wife's the best. No, my wife.
All wives are the best. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that story too. I relate to that actually. My friends and I went on a road trip before she got married, moved to the Philippines, and then my other friend, before she had to move out to work, we had like a road trip. And then that night we were just like expecting to like, you know, just have a casual conversation, and then just tears started flowing because it's like whenever you don't have time for each other and then you make that time when it's been a while, it's like, oh, I didn't know you felt this way about your life, and it means a lot that you're sharing it with me. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then that's when you have like a deeper connection.
Yeah.
These are the deeper connections that we all long for, whether that's in a relationship, a marriage, or even just a friendship. And I always tell people that when we talk about friendships, you can't hope for that deeper connection without sharing that vulnerability.
Yeah.
And I know it can be really hard to break down that wall, of course, but I think that's when we're really actually able to reach that deeper level, is when we're more vulnerable and open. And then it really does go along with being more present.
Yeah. And before we go with our last question, I want to ask if our live chat has any more comments or shout outs.
Yes. So we have Angelisa. She says, "Good morning, Pokasini from Canlas family. Happy advanced birthday po to my husband, brother Danilo Canlas." And there is also another greeting from Carlo Ortola, who says, "Happy birthday, brother Danny Canlas as well." And a response from one of the questions earlier from Mr. Lambert. He says, present is always the starting point of tomorrow. Always try your best to have a good start because tomorrow starts today. And then we have Angelisa also said, praying for the right person, being with him, not just physically, most importantly, emotionally and spiritually. And Marvin responded, holding importance to the emotional and spiritual aspect is key. Back to you.
Nice. Actually, I want to ask you the question as well, Nidel. Can you share a moment when someone showed up for you in a meaningful way?
Oh, actually, to connect with the Bautistas, my bridesmaids, that was Sister Chacha, who's your host today, her and Allison. Shout out to my sister-in-law, who's my real sister now, Claire and Claudine. They were my bridesmaids for my wedding, and they did a surprise bridesmaid party for us, or get together rather, and I didn't expect it. I remember Marvin was just like bringing me in circles in another city. I'm like, can we just go home? And I didn't know he was involved in this, and I'm like, what is wrong with him today? But all of that craziness came out of love and communication between the girls and my fiance at the time, which is Marvin. And yeah, so I
Just so we all know.
Just to make it clear.
If I didn't mention it, I'll mention it again.
But yeah, shout out to my friends who are always, asking me like how my day was, even though it's like random. And my coworkers too. They just ask you, how was your day? Even though they're so busy, they put in the time and effort to put in that work time for an us time. So I really appreciate those moments.
Yeah, we love a genuine connection. So for this question, what Christian values guide the friendships and relationships you choose to invest in? Yeah, I'm actually thinking about this right now too.
Let me think a little bit.
What Christian values guide the friendships or relationships you choose to invest in?
I think what I've reflected on over the years of my friendships and also with being with RJ is you want to surround yourself with people who strengthen your faith and who will even make you want to level up faith too.
Yeah.
And inspire you, because we all, again, we get caught up in life's moments, and we need that reminder. And sometimes God sends us that reminder through people, through our friends, through our spouses, or through our significant others, through our family, right? And so and I think that is one driving value that has helped me evaluate my friendships and our relationship, our marriage, through the years. And that has because for sure it has helped strengthen me in my own faith personally. So I think that's something that I always consider too in my friendships.
Yeah, so like I believe that like being prayerful is also very helpful as well, because when I was first dating my wife in the very beginning, I was really unsure, like, is this really the one that is really the one for me? Because I've had plenty of unsuccessful relationships before, not plenty, but I've had unsuccessful unsuccessful relationships before prior to her, and I was like, God, please please let this one be the one for me, And we always believe that a true wife comes from God, so that's what I believe. How about you, Brother Brian?
Oh, go ahead, Brother RJ.
go ahead.
No, RJ?
I was just gonna agree with Abby about what she said. It is surrounding yourself with somebody or some people who help you level up, and that's exactly what she did with me.
Oh.
She made me more prayerful. She made me want to be more active. And she helped me come back to the choir. Essentially, she helped push me.
Oh.
Because I stepped down for a couple of years because of work, but she really helped me. She was just like, if you want to make this work, you really have to try, and it helped, and I couldn't be more happier with it.
Yeah, it's always good to have that good support system behind you as well. Yeah.
That's always the best. For me, actually, just like what everyone said, prayer too. prayers for everything. That God really put people and time in your life
Yeah.
that you never expect that you needed.
Mm-hmm.
So God is never early. God is never late. He's always on time.
Yeah.
The best time is God's time. So you always have to be thankful for what comes to you. Life may not be perfect as it is, but God makes it the best.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I before the Kadua meet and greet back in 2024, I prayed. I was like, with those type of meet and greets, you could find the one.
Yep.
But in my prayer, I was like, a friendship is what I want. I need right now. And so I met two sisters. My sister and their pair of siblings. We really connected, and we connected through faith. That's where it started, because we started sharing what our duties were and what strengthened our faith. So having that faith and prayer, it really God will give you the right people. Yeah.
Yeah, especially with me when I joined the INCRadio family.
Oh,
Now I have all these friends.
Yeah. No, yeah, that was another big change in 2025. A lot of connections really happened. Yeah. So, I'd hate to wrap it up, but do you guys have any special greetings? Let's go from J-Sir to...
I would like to greet my friends and family in New Jersey and in the Philippines. Hi. Hello.
Okay, I guess my turn.
Yeah.
I'd like to greet my wife and my daughter, Win. I love you too so much. Thank you for everything, every day that you put up with me, and everything that we're in this together. Whatever it is that we're going through, I know God is always with us. I love you too. TWO, too.
Too.
I love the
so
two
we
of
are
you.
clear.
I love both of you. I want to shout out my wife next to me. Thank you for being with me. I also want to shout out my parents. Hopefully they're having fun on their vacation right now. They're on their trip, 3-week trip. Shout out to my family. Shout out to my little at home. Yeah.
Okay. I want to shout out to my parents and my sister in Baltimore, and matter of fact, the whole local congregation of Baltimore. I miss you guys. Although I love it here in Temple Hills.
Sorry I took her away.
I love it here in Temple Hills too. So I got to shout out local congregation of Temple Hills, and also my family in the Philippines too.
Yeah. And I'd like to shout out everyone tuning in live. Thank you for always showing up for us, and also our live audience today. I'd love to shout each and every one of you. Thank you so much for showing up for us. Thank you so much. Okay, so before we go, we'd like to extend our heartfelt thanks to those who make it all possible. For their unstoppable support, we'd like to thank our INCRadio Washington DC family for supporting our broadcast, especially to Brother Sidney R. Santos, our District Supervising Minister, Brother Richard Soterio, our Assistant District Minister, Brother Ajik Dulay, our District CFO Overseer, Brother Tyler Warden, our District Multimedia Advisor, Brother Emmanuel Andaya, our Executive Producer, Brother Wally Tarar, our station manager, and our dedicated INCRadio Kuya techs here and in the Philippines. Special thanks to Brother Angelo Iranio Vimanalo, our Deputy Executive Minister. We would like to give our special thanks to Brother Eduardo Vimanalo, our Executive Minister of the INCRadio Church of Christ, for allowing us to have programs like today's show here on INCRadio. Thank you for tuning in and spending part of your day with us. If you like today's show, be sure to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on what's coming next. Until then, catch us again next week here on Unstoppable Purpose in Motion every Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And remember, stay inspired, stay connected, and most of all, stay unstoppable.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Happy
Have a good
weekend.
morning.
With God's help, we become unstoppable. With God's help, everything is possible. All of the accomplishments are remarkable. Others can hate, but they still can't stop it though. We move forward, never ever stumble. With God blessing us, we still stay humble. And through the struggle and all of the trouble, our work we redouble.
Through the good and the bad, a God so glorious.